Woohoo, hello hyperspace, my name is Davontos and it's time to get hyped because this is some Call of Duty Modern Warfare remastered gameplay, some sniping gameplay, the way sniping is supposed to be done, unlike the new Call of Duties where everybody's running around quickscoping, because quickscoping is not how you snipe. You take a sniper, you camp, you set your bombs, you stay there, you pick targets, you win. You'll see my score at the end of the game. You cannot get a score like this while quickscoping. But anyway, let's continue. Davontos did not upload a video last week because Davontos was very, very busy. I can say there will not be a video next week because Davontos is going to be, well, very busy. But this week I'm going to upload maybe 1 or 2 videos. I might actually upload 2 or 3 videos this week just to make up for last week and next week. So here's one video, might be another one coming on later this week, but Davontos is going to be super busy. You can still contact me on Twitter if you have any questions, but for YouTube, I'm going to be absent for about, let me see, right now as the recording of this video, it is August 16th. Davontos will be absent until about the end of August. And I'll make my return back to September. But there's a couple things happening in the gaming community. Now that that's away, now that that's out of the way, Davontos wants to talk about the gaming community. There's a couple of things happening in the gaming community, specifically Call of Duty, what is it, Vanguard or whatever, was leaked, thanks to PlayStation, but I could confirm you're not going to see me posting any gameplay of Call of Duty Vanguard unless they give it to us for free, because I'm not spending money on Call of Duty, at least not the new ones. New CODs, it's the same thing with the new CODs. They release a new COD, they bombard it with DLC and microtransactions, and you pay $60 for the full game, and you end up spending like $300 on microtransactions. It's not even worth it. I'm really hoping they remake Call of Duty World at War. You know, Call of Duty World at War remastered, kind of like this is Modern Warfare remastered. If they have that in a bundle, kind of like how they had Infinite Warfare with Modern Warfare remastered. If Vanguard, or whatever it's called, comes with World at War remastered, and then yeah, sure, I'll get it, specifically for World at War. I don't mind buying World at War a second time. That was actually my second favorite Call of Duty. Infinite Warfare is my first. Bite me. But anyway, I want to talk about just how Call of Duty is, and I'm actually surprised the community, the COD fan base, they're actually realizing this. Now, I've said this many years ago, back when Black Ops 3 came out. I said that Treyarch is the one that always ruins Call of Duty. And the community is finally starting to realize it. When did Black Ops 3 come out? Like 2017? So it took the community like 5 years to realize this? God, these guys are slow. But remember that I'm saying this. There's a couple of things I want to say about the shooting genre, and watch, this is going to happen. This always happens. Okay, so Call of Duty hasn't really been the same since Advanced Warfare. You had all of the old school CODs, let's say from Ghost down, because after Ghost came Advanced Warfare. So from Ghost down, it was a very strategic shooter game. You had, you know, COD 4, World at War, Modern Warfare 1, 2, 3, and Ghost, and even Black Ops 1. And those CODs, it was a very strategic shooter. Use the environment, hide, camp, you know, camouflage. Yeah, quickscoping was still a thing like in Modern Warfare 2, but you still could have used the environment, and it was more tactical. Ever since Advanced Warfare came out, it was more of a chaotic, fast-paced, run around like a chicken with his head cut off, and ever since then, it's kept that type of playstyle. It kind of shifted back to tactical when Modern Warfare 2019 came out, but if you play Modern Warfare 2019 and then you play this, which is, you know, an old school COD, you feel that MWR is more tactical than MW 2019, because MW 2019 still tries to keep that fast-paced action, because that's how COD's been leaning towards over the years. Now, remember I'm saying this. This is going to happen. Battlefield 2042 is going to come out. Battlefield has never really been a fast-paced shooter game like Call of Duty, at least the newer Call of Duties. Battlefield has never been like that. Battlefield has always been a tactical shooter. People are very hyped for Battlefield 2042 because it's a change of pace from the chaotic CODs we've been having. When Battlefield 2042 comes out, it's going to explode. Call of Duty is going to start going downhill, it's going to plummet. Call of Duty is going to shift. Slowly, may not be right away, but they're going to shift from their chaotic shooter games back to a tactical shooter game. All because of Battlefield. So, let's say for example, Call of Duty Vanguard or whatever it's called, that's probably still going to be a fast-paced shooter. But then the next one that comes after, which I believe is going to be Infinity Ward, might be as Modern Warfare 2, who knows? Modern Warfare 2022, who knows? But that one is going to lean back to its roots. and be a more tactical shooter, even more than Modern Warfare 2019. And speaking of Modern Warfare 2019, watch this. This is also going to happen. Warzone is unplayable at the moment. It's full of hackers and all that stuff, but if Call of Duty finds a way to rid the hackers, these three things are going to happen to Warzone. Number one, the story behind Warzone is going to become so convoluted it's not going to make any sense. Number two, Warzone's going to slowly die off like, what was it called? Black Ops Blackout. Or number three, Warzone's just going to be unplayable because they can't get rid of the hackers. So let's actually go on to number 3 first. We're going down. 3, 2, 1. Number 3, the hackers. That's the most obvious. If the hackers stay there and they can't get rid of it, nobody's going to play it if it's full of hackers. Number 2, it's going to slowly die off because there are going to be other games that come out that have Battle Royales. Maybe Battlefield 1942 or 2042, whatever it's called. Maybe the new Battlefield is going to come out, and because it's such a huge game, maybe that will wind up killing Warzone. But the number 1, with Warzone's story being so convoluted, you can kind of already see that happening. It's taking I call it a zombies Treyarch approach. You can't look at the zombies storyline from Treyarch and say that thing makes sense. The zombies story is so confusing and just everything. I mean, you can say it pieces together, but you know it really don't piece together. How can some... I can't even explain this to you. Everything in a nutshell. Some German scientist winds up making some zombies, and you wind up finding out his daughter is on the moon, or his best friend's daughter is on the moon, controlling the zombies. And then he goes up to the moon, and they switch places, and now he's controlling the zombies, but then you have to go back in time, and you meet the younger version of the mad scientist, and you have to stop the older version of mad scientist, and it makes no sense. You can't look at the Treyarch zombies and say that's a good story. That is a horrible story, because it's just so random. And the Black Ops storyline is almost the same thing. I mean, the only reason Zombies is so popular in Call of Duty is because it's fun to play. It's not for the story. You look at Modern Warfare story, that's really good. You look at Black Ops 1, 2, and 3 story, that's mediocre, leaning more towards the bad side. You look at Extinction from Ghost, that had a really good story and everybody loved Extinction. You look at Zombies, you know, granted Extinction isn't here anymore because everybody hated the Ghost multiplayer, but people said the campaign was okay, and the community says the Extinction was really good. It was the multiplayer that kind of killed Ghost. But you look at, what was it called? Treyarch's Zombies, their multiplayer, it's a mixed bag. I personally don't like it, but I see a lot of people do, that's fine. Their stories are just, the campaigns, I mean, their campaigns are, they're kind of iffy. They could be better, but just leave it at that. And the zombies, they're god-awful, they don't make no sense. As I said, the only thing that's keeping Zombie alive is it's fun to play, that's it. I don't know why Treyarch continues trying to make a zombie story when it's not going to piece together. Infinity Ward made a zombie story for Zombies in Spaceland, and that story made more sense than the entire Treyarch trilogy combined. Which leads me back to the beginning of the video where I said that Treyarch has been ruining Call of Duties. With Call of Duties coming out year after year, I'm pretty sure you've noticed that the multiplayer story and the single-player story kinda have some tie-ins, right? I mean, you can see it in Modern Warfare 2019. You play in the same divisions in single-player as some of the operators in multiplayer. But because Treyarch's stories aren't that great or nonsensical, when they try to bring it over to multiplayer, you don't feel attached to those characters. Let's use 2019 and Cold War, for example. The characters in 2019, they're likable, they're relatable, they're familiar faces. And then they have characters in Cold War, like, you know, Port Nova and Park and all that stuff, but they just don't have the same feeling as the guys from 2019. You know, you have the crazy guy like Nikto in 2019, you have the badass lady like Mara, and then in Cold War you have the badass lady like Port Nova, but she just doesn't have the same feeling as Mara, because, as I said, Treyarch is not good at writing stories, so their characters aren't likable, and because the entire game revolves on each character, it kind of kills the entire mood for the entire game because you just can't connect. So because you can't connect to the characters, you can't connect to the story when the story does feature those characters because you just can't relate to them, so you can't find their situations interesting. Therefore, when a new Treyarch game comes out featuring such characters, you're not getting into it. Because it's just not good, it's nonsensical, and the community is finally realizing that, and I'm glad. It's about time. But with Call of Duty Vanguard, whatever it's called, it's the Sledgehammer's time. Sledgehammer, they had some good and bad cuts. They had, what was it, Advanced Warfare. It was kind of iffy. Some people liked it, most people didn't. That was their first try. Let them pass with that, you know, first time, they usually fail. They kind of helped out with Modern Warfare Remastered, but it's a remastered, so, you know, just everything was already set in stone from the get-go. But we'll see what happens with Call of Duty Vanguard. But all I know, and the community is finally seeing it, Treyarch is the problem. So if you like this video, punch that like button with a mighty force. You can follow me up on Twitter at DavantosMan. And as always, I'll see all of you in the next video. Have a nice day.